What's up, folks? This is Josh back here. We're going to go over the rest of the 2015 NFL Draft. The draft is now officially over. We talked about Bud Dupree on Thursday. We talked about the two additions yesterday. Now let's go over the rest of the picks that we got in this year's draft. And I'll just go ahead and say I'm very, very pleased with what the Steelers did in this draft. They really addressed the defense, which I thought needed to be, and I even think they got a huge steal in this draft. One, a lot of guys, a lot of teams passed on, and I think in the end it's going to kick them all in the ass. But let's just go ahead and run down what the Steelers did in day 3 of the draft. In the 4th round, they took Doran from Ohio State. They had already had Golston was the first corner that they drafted, and this was the second corner. Of course, he's from Ohio State, the national champion. He's 5'10", 200 pounds. He plays corner. He's on the national championship team. He knows about playing against top competition, and he's a good corner. A lot of people even had this guy going in the 3rd round, but he fell to Pittsburgh, and I know they were highly excited about getting him in the 4th round. I think it's a great addition. I think the Steelers did a lot in this draft to help their defense. I think it's one of the better drafts the Steelers has had in a while. But they took Grant in the 4th round. Like I said, cornerback from Ohio State will help that position. This position, the secondary got added. They got a lot of new talent through the draft, and I think big things. I think the defense, the Steelers did great in this draft, rebuilding the defense at different areas. In the 5th round, they got a tight end. We knew they would get a tight end. This is actually the tight end that I talked about them getting last night when I had my list of guys that I think they should draft. One was Jesse James, the tight end from Penn State. He's huge. He's a big target. He can block, he can catch, and he's still developing, which is a good thing, if you know what I mean. And he'll get to learn under Heath Miller. But Jesse James is huge. He's 6'7", 261. That'll be a huge red zone target for Ben Roethlisberger and on 3rd down, and it's a much-needed position. You can learn behind Heath Miller, like I said. I'm glad they waited to the 5th round to get this guy, and I think he's the perfect fit for the Steelers. A lot of people thought that Williams from Minnesota was going to go to the Steelers, but I thought they did good by drafting corners ahead of their tight end. And was able to pick up Jesse James in the 5th round from Penn State. Like I said, I think this is a good addition, a good pick. He's got size. He's still going to mature to be a complete tight end, but he can catch, he can block. Like I said, he's a huge red zone target and be a huge target on 3rd down. So that's who we picked up in the 5th round. In the 6th round, we got L.T.Walton from Central Michigan. Didn't know a lot about this guy, but I liked what I seen on film. He's a monster, 6'5", 330. He can play defensive tackle, or he can rotate out to the defensive end. In the Steelers defense, you see a lot of guys that can play 2 different styles of positions. They can move to outside linebacker, they move to defensive end. These are the type of players you need in the Steelers defense, and I think this is another great addition. The offensive line was something else I thought we needed to work on a little bit. We were able to get 2 L.T.Walton, like I said, from Central Michigan. And then the second guy we got in the 6th round was Anthony Chickillo, something like that. I don't know if I said his name right. He's from the U. He can play linebacker and he can play defensive end. I think the Steelers will probably use him at both. 6'3", 267. He's a big body. In Miami, he played on the D-line. But Pittsburgh will probably move him, have him playing a little bit everywhere. Just like I said, they like to mix it up in their defense. He looked like an animal on the tape I seen. So hopefully he can bring that attitude to Pittsburgh. Good to see him adding on more defensive players in this draft. And then the last pick is my sleeper pick. Maybe it's just because I got to see this guy play a lot. It's Gerod Holliman, 6 foot 218 out of Louisville. This guy can play corner and he can play safety. I really don't understand why this guy drafted so far in the draft. He's a hell of a player. I've got to see him play live. I've watched him every week on Saturday afternoons, and he's a hell of a ball player. He's always around the ball. He needs to work on his tackling just a little bit, but I think that he's going to work out good in Pittsburgh, and I think he's going to be the shock in the draft. Everybody passed him up in the draft, and I think it's going to turn around and bite him in the ass. He's a pretty good player. Led the nation in interceptions last year with 14. He's always around the ball. He can, he knows the quarterbacks. Can't wait to see him get in there with Carnell Lake and battle with Golston and Doran Grant and some of these other guys in the secondary. And I think Pittsburgh's defense will be much improved. I know they're just rookies, but they're good rookies, and they're going to mix well with the young talent they already have there. And I think Pittsburgh did an excellent job in the draft this year. I give them an A. The only pick that I questioned was the wide receiver pick, but now that I see everything what Pittsburgh got in the draft, I didn't have a problem with it. Like I said last night, in offensive league, you never have too many offensive weapons. But this is it for the draft. We got 8 picks, 6 on defense, 2 on offense. We got positions we needed in the back end. We really needed help there. We needed some help on the D-line. Linebackers are going to rotate a lot of these players with the players we got here. I'm really excited, guys. I'm ready for football season. I think the Steelers can shock some people this year for sure. But this will probably be my last Steeler video for a while. I'll be back probably around the Hall of Fame, kicking off some TTC drama. And I hope you guys are ready, because I'm ready for this TTC thing, and I'm gonna speak the truth to you on this. Probably gonna hurt a lot of feelings, but it is what it is. Shout out to my tag team partner in crime, McMahon Harlem Heat. I hope you love this draft like I did, bro. But I'll see you guys next time. Peace.